I think things got started here on the homestand with Kyle Seager, but everybody picking it up on the road, and they scored a lot of runs.
Pitching matchup tonight, you got Sashi Iwakuma making his 2014 home debut, 1-0 on the season. He goes against the talented youngster Danny Duffy.
Danny Duffy getting his second start of the year, but Iwakuma also getting his second start. And for Iwakuma, I thought he pitched okay in Houston. Wasn't particularly as sharp as we were used to seeing, but again, it was his first outing of the year. He did have some success in that game. I thought that the split was good, which was good to see. Working the split early. There you go, because we worried about the hand injury, and then coming back and locating his fastball. So I expect him to be a little bit better today.
Kansas City comes in. They had Danny Duffy on the mound. The Royals have won 2 of their last 3. They won that down in San Diego. What do we look for from him?
It's a hard-throwing left-hander. His fastball will be in the mid-90s tonight. He also has good curveball. He'll mix in a slurve from time to time. He can get wild. A lot of foul balls off him, so his pitch count is an area that can be a problem. We see 91 pitches and a no decision against the Mariners last year. So Mariners a little bit familiar with him. Robinson Canoa's had a lot of success, 3 for 6 with a home run off of Duffy, but they're going to see a good fastball tonight.
This will be fun tonight. The Mariners back home after a very successful road trip. They're playing their first game against a Central Division opponent, and they're playing just their 12th home game. They're going to relish it all. Royals, Mariners first pitch straight ahead. It's a rainy night in Seattle, but it's a sight for sore eyes. Safeco Field, the site of one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball. The Seattle Mariners coming off a 7-2 road trip. They're in second place in the American League West. Under the roof here at Safeco, it's Mariner baseball on your TV tonight. The Kansas City Royals in town open up a series. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew. Glad you are aboard with us as we get ready for Hisashi Iwakuma taking on Danny Duffy. It is indeed, Michael, good to be back.
Welcome back, Dave.
Amen, brother. Good to be back. What a road trip.
Long trip, but a good trip.
Still pinching yourself? Good
a
stuff,
bit, yeah,
man.
It was a lot of fun. It was fun to watch the guys go about their business and win a bunch of games. Played well.
First pitch from Iwakuma to his countryman, Yori Aoki, is in there for strike one. Umpires today, Marcus Patillo. Laz Diaz at first, Scott Barry at second, and crew chief Jeff Nelson at third. Iwakuma and Aoki, good friends. They've made a mattress commercial back in their native country of Japan. Aoki, we had seen him previously with Milwaukee. "57 degrees and calm." Down low for Iwakuma. I mentioned Kansas City. This is the second leg on their road trip. They took 2 out of 3. Lost the first game, then won the next 2 down in San Diego. And 4 games here will conclude their road trip. Down low. 2 wins in San Diego follow 5 consecutive losses. Iwakuma third in the Cy Young Award last year. All-star last season. There's a line drive left field, backing up. Cole Gillespie makes the catch.
Take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Royals tonight. Hosmer hitting second, off to a good start with a .306 average. Then it's Billy Butler, the DH, hitting third. Butler against the Mariners has played well. .333 average with 8 home runs and 37 RBIs. Perez, Gordon, Valencia, Lorenzo Cain back in the lineup. He will hit 7th, and it's Moustakas and Escobar rounding out the 9 for the Royals. For Iwakuma, just his second start of the year. Pitched okay against Houston. Still trying to work out some of the kinks, I think. Fastball's been 89 to 91 miles an hour.
Here's Hosmer, first pitch swinging. Ground ball into the gap. He's their leading offensive player. Eric Hosmer, their first baseman.
And the defense for the Mariners just saw Gillespie make a play in left field. Saunders is in center, Romero out in right. And on the infield, Seager at third, Miller and Cano playing up the middle, Justin Smoke at first, and Mike Zunino will do the catching. And you can see Iwakuma pitched against the Royals last year in September at the end of the year. 101 pitches, pitched well though, 8 innings, just 4 hits. Did not give up a run in that one.
There's Billy Butler. Shocking to see Billy Butler just 1 home run in this game number 34 on the season.
Their whole club last in home runs.
It has been a problem.
Yeah. I thought Iwakuma was okay against Houston. His command, I think, is just going to get better. He's not an overpowering pitcher. He has the great split. He will elevate his fastball at times, but I thought he was just not quite as sharp as we're used to seeing him as far as pitching off the edges of the plate, and that will definitely get better for him. The main thing is his health, and he seems to be throwing the ball fine.
Coming off an injury to his middle finger on his pitching hand. As you remember, last year had blister problems. And it was really tough for the Mariners to go without him for spring training in the early part of the season. 2-0 to Butler. Up and in to Butler. Butler coming into this season, 118 home runs since becoming big leaguer back in 07. Topped out at 29 home runs 2 years ago. Salvador Perez, catcher, he's on deck.
4-game series for the Mariners, and a couple of things to keep an eye on with the Royals. They struggle offensively in a lot of categories, but they will still 3rd in the league in stolen bases, so they're going to run as much as they can. The pitchers will have to be aware of that. Give Mike Zunino, John Buck a chance to throw out some runners. They will also bunt, second and sacrifice bunting, so they're trying to move some runners over to help themselves out.
Ned Yost, Don Wakamatsu, the former Mariner manager, to his right. At one time, long-time assistant to Bobby Cox in Atlanta. 3-1 here to Butler. Breaking ball for strike. Mariners have excelled, particularly lately, with their runners in scoring position batting average, and has been a mighty struggle for most of this year. 16 up and 17 down for Kansas City. Hosmer takes off, pitch right back to Iwakuma. He's got one play. He'll take it in first.
I think Cano wanted him to take a chance. He would have had plenty of time, I think, to try to get the lead runner Hosmer at second base. Even if he'd have been called safe, I'm sure that Cano would have been able to finish the play and throw Butler out at first. Take a look at it. You'll see Cano. He has his hands in the air. Looked like he wanted the ball, but Iwakuma taking the sure out and going to first base.
Butler would be first to tell you that he's not going to beat Mike Trout to first base in the spring. Here's Salvador Perez, the catcher. Gold Glover last year, as well as Hosmer and Alex Gordon.
And he's had a lot of success against the Mariners. A .352 average against the Mariners.
To Perez. Bouncing ball goes to Miller. Throws him out. Good inning. Hosmer got a base hit. It proved to be harmless. Nothing across for the Royals. Mariners coming to bat. Mariners have been getting major contributions from Michael Saunders since he's been moved into the leadoff spot for the Mariners. He's going to get things started up. Let's take a look at the rest of the batting order right here.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Chevron. Saunders will lead things off, and then it'll be Stephen Romero, Robinson, Cano. Good numbers against Duffy, who's starting tonight. How about Corey Hart? His career against the Royals, a .394 average with a couple of home runs. Smoke's been a hot hitter for the Mariners. He will hit fifth, and it's Seager, Gillespie, Miller, and Zunino rounding out the nine. For Danny Duffy, this is just his second start of the year. Started off pitching out of the bullpen, but a good ERA, 2.19 ERA, and 12 1/3. He has 7 walks, 13 strikeouts. He can get wild at times. And the defense for the Royals. Lorenzo Cain is back for the Royals, fine center fielder. Then it's Moustakas at third, Escobar and Valencia playing up the middle. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. And Salvador Perez will do the catching. Mariners have done well against left-handed starters this year. 9-4 against lefties this year.
Not a bad number. In at third is Moustakas on the grass. First pitch to Saunders up and in, ball one.
See, good fastball, 95 miles an hour.
And Duffy has done a nice job to work his way back from Tommy John surgery. You see the number that through here we are May 8th. There have been 17 Tommy John surgeries in Major League Baseball already. 17.
Still waiting for somebody to have a real good explanation for it.
Great note here to Saunders. Talking to Rick Griffin. He's the head trainer here for the Mariners for 30+ years. He's at the training and talked to veteran pitchers that he's heard from. The old timers complain as Saunders works a 4-pitch walk. Guys don't just flat out throw enough. Glavine and Maddox, not so much Glavine, but Maddox and Glavine. They were
Langston.
And Langston, old school guys, you know, in the recent generation,
right,
who threw the ball a lot.
Right.
And he said, you know, we always talk about pitch counts. He says you always hear about guys getting baby and not just doing flat out throwing. And then the workout routine, more weightlifting more than previous to your generation of playing.
Right.
So you add all of that, and you get different muscles now that are getting torqued, and you get some problems.
Well, I think a couple of things. Langston is somebody that we've talked to this year, and Mark was telling me that he thinks the kids don't play enough long catch, stretch their arms out. Not necessarily throwing velocity, you know, but just the distance and just airing it out and lengthening out everything. He thinks the kids just don't throw enough on that respect. And I was listening to Oral Hershiser, and he was talking about it. His thing was same thing, bigger, stronger. He said, but you still can't make those ligaments any stronger than what they are. All you can do is replace them. You can't make them stronger. And I think that's a great example of it. The amount of pressure and speed these guys can develop because of the weight training.
2-0 as Duffy looking for his first strike.
He can get wild. It's one of the things we talked about, his pitch counts. They're going to try to get his pitch count up. You see a lot of foul balls too because he has exceptional stuff, but his command just isn't quite there yet.
Dave Island, the pitching coach for Kansas City. And there's a strike. 2-1. Duffy 2-0 last year with Kansas City, 1.85 ERA in 5 games. And 1.
8 pitches, just 1 strike, all of them fastballs. Cano waiting on deck. He is 3 for 6 with a home run off of Duffy.
We 3-1 here to Romero. With a shot. Full count. Great to see Romero get that first major league home run. Got it in Oakland. Three and two. High ball right field. Backing up. Aoki on just shy of the track. He plays a very deep right field. So keep an eye on that if the Mariners are able to dunk anything over the second baseman's head. Here's Cano. Leads the club in batting average, runs, hits, tied for the lead in triples, tied for the lead in stolen bases. Looking for that first home run here at Safeco Field as a Mariner.
Really good career numbers against the Royals. .319 average with 9 home runs.
Shaved his beard since arriving home last night. Strike one. 11 for 39 on the road trip. 8 runs batted in. Got a 6-game hitting streak working.
If you had to pick one thing that the guys did well on the road trip to have the success that they had, what would you pick out?
2-out ribbies.
Yeah.
Because that's something, let's be honest, we don't see that much.
Yeah, they had some excellent at-bats, and that's right up there for me. I think the other thing.
That ball left field to the Gold Glover, Alex Gordon. 2 outs.
I think the other thing, and I thought about it a lot, especially when we were flying back last night. Probably don't give them enough credit, but what a job the bullpen did.
And I tell you what,
Elias wins a couple of games,
on.
Young wins a couple of games, but they were leaned on, and they had to pitch a lot, and they had to manage the pen. There were nights where some guys weren't available, but when they came in with the lead or the game was close, they kept it there. They were exceptional on the trip, and they had to pitch a lot.
Corey Hart, first time seeing Danny Duffy. 2 outs, Saunders at first. Ball 1.
You're talking about runners in scoring position. The Mariners went through that little spell where they were struggling with it, but they raised their team average up to 264 now.
Talking about a team the last 3 years in the 230s when the season was over.
Yeah.
And 2-out RBIs at 272 starting tonight.
Nobody's been better at that than the guy on deck, Justin Smoke.
Favorable count for Corey Hart, 2-0.
Good fastball on the inside corner, 96 miles an hour. We'll take a look at their setup inside. See if he hits this off of his leg. Had to pull his hands in tight, trying to get the barrel to it. He fouled it back off the umpire, it looked like.
Two. Corey Hart with a home run yesterday, first game in the second inning. Saunders takes off. This one popped up, and it's out of play. Starting today, the Mariners 2 games behind Oakland in the American League West. Half game ahead of Texas. Meanwhile, Kansas City 3rd in the Central behind Detroit. Chicago in 2nd place, and then Kansas City. Detroit knocked off today, had their 9-game winning streak ended by Houston. That was in Detroit earlier today. To center field. Backing up his cane, and he's there to make the catch. Hart gave it a pretty good ride. That'll do it for the Mariners. They strand a runner, second inning coming up. Tim here. Ladies, the Mariners, they've got your Friday night plans all set. Grab your girlfriends. Join us here at the ballpark tomorrow evening. EQC's Girls Night Out. For only $25, you're going to receive a ticket, your first drink, plus a fun Mariners feather boa. This specially priced ticket is limited, so stop by themariners.com/girls to book your ladies' night out. Alex Gordon, Danny Valencia, and Lorenzo Cain, 5, 6, and 7 here in the second inning against Iwakuma. He's one of the best left fielders in the game right here, Gordon. This one popped out. Will play for Zunino. You see, when Gordon goes out to play left field during batting practice, call it a power shag, because he plays everything like everything is live, and he gets really ticked off if goes out there and the other team is working off the foul line, and he's got no and he can't get his work in. Good player.
Impressive when you think about him winning a Gold Glove. And he's usually up there in assists from the outfield because he started off as a third baseman. In fact, when he first came to the big leagues, a lot of people started comparing him to George Brett, which isn't fair to anybody. And I think him going to left field probably took a lot of that pressure off of him because he's been a productive player.
His first All-Star team last season. Man, Iwakuma strikes him out. First strikeout of the ballgame.
It looks like a couple of good splits from Iwakuma. We'll take a look at it. Watch the bottom fall out of it. He gets a lot of swing and misses on that pitch. Typically, he'll throw his fastball early, and when he's right, he'll pitch at the top of the strike zone with the best of them, and that changes the eye level, and he'll get a lot of swing and misses on that pitch down out of the strike zone.
Here's Danny Valencia playing at second base. By trade, a third baseman. We'd seen him in Baltimore and Minnesota. That's an outstanding play by Seager. 2-down.
One of the things I really like about Kyle at third base is he's an aggressive third baseman. Typically, when the ball is hit, if there's any doubt at all, he will come and charge it, and he'll make a pick like that. That's not an easy pick. A little bit of an in-between hop. And Kyle makes it look easy, but you'll see him break on it right away and come get it. He rarely sits back on the ball, and I think that helps him out. He's able to smother it more times than not.
Brings up Lorenzo Cain. Got up the DL on Monday. Had a 4-hit game in San Diego after missing 2 weeks. He has had all kinds of problems just getting loose. Steve Physiak, a longtime broadcaster, described him as very similar to Reggie Sanders. Hardly any body fat. Sometimes the hips and the hamstrings can get a little tight, and he gets a pull and he's out of action. But he can, as you know, we all know, he can cover it in center field.
We've basically seen him grow up with the Royals, and we've always liked him. Good player, good hitter.
Best defender for the Royals last year. Wilson, Royals Defensive Player of the Year, finalist for the Gold Glove. This is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Iwakuma will cover. Takes the flip. Whoa, just got there in time. The speedy Cain looked like he may have twisted his ankle a little bit. A 10-pitch inning for Iwakuma. Nice work here by Iwakuma to get over pitchers fielding practice, the drudgery of it all, but it pays off right here. for the Mariners in the home second, coming off a marvelous trip. 10 for 36, a homer, 8 runs batted in.
I think that Justin is becoming one of the best defensive first basemen. Right here, this is a tough read. He starts to go to the bag, thinking Iwakuma might have a play on it. But he's not in a hurry. He just waits, and he watches Iwakuma. When he realizes Kuma isn't going to make the play, and Kuma doing the right thing, too, busting it towards the bag, he comes up and gives him a good flip, something he can handle. And then, unfortunately, it looked like Iwakuma was stepped on. Hopefully he'll be okay. As you see Kane twist his ankle.
Wow, that's ugly.
Yeah,
right ankle.
It was. But I think Justin, along with making all the great picks around the bag, he's been making some good decisions. I thought when he first came here, there was times when he would try to get everything, and maybe it would have been an easier play for the second baseman, but I think he's really making some good decisions over at first, and that was a good example of it, not being in a hurry or making up his mind too early and letting Iwakuma decide what kind of play it was going to be.
Saw Smoke score from first on an extra base hit a couple of days ago. It's
Lion.
Kyle Seager, I said, Seager, you giving it to him? Says, he was really hauling. No. He was running hard. Clarify, he was running hard. So they were giving it to him. And remember Lloyd McClendon saying how smoked out. He was so proud of that he scored from first the other day. Slipped way out of the hand of Duffy. 1 and 2.
That will make Kyle happy, too. He picks up an RBI out of it.
Seager on deck, 2 for 2 against Danny Duffy. Breaking ball hit down to the third baseman, Moustakas. Good footwork by Hosmer, 1 out. All right, here's some of the things that the Mariners accomplished.
A lot of mileage, 6,100 miles for the guys. Different time zones.
Look at that, 22 of the 33 games. This is only game number 12 at home. Come on now.
Well,
come on, New York.
You and I were talking about at the end of spring training.
Jeez.
And we said that with the injuries they had, and this is before Paxton even went down.
That's right.
And that schedule, all those games on the road, if they could be in the neighborhood of 500.
Well, here you are, May 8th.
And they're right there. And after the next road trip, we have a 7-day homestand here. They go out on the road. It's a short one. But then they finally have their first long homestand, and you hope at that point they can still be around that 500 mark when they get it back home. Hopefully do some separation there and start building on that. And they've done a really good job of it. Even with that 8-game losing streak with the road trip that they just had, it was really good.
1-1 to Seager. Big shift on for him. Dr. Taijuan Walker threw from 90 feet today. Bullpen on Sunday. Said everything's going smooth. I said, where are you on the pain scale? He said 0 to maybe 1. He said just a little bit of day after soreness in that shoulder. Still, they're not putting a date on his baseball injury. And let's see, today's May 8th, so Paxton maybe at the end of the month.
Just when you get him back, make sure he's healthy, and that's all, however long it's going to take. Good idea by Kyle trying to drop a bunt. They have the shift on. Escobar is playing right at the shortstop. Moustakas over on the right side by second base, and nobody on the left side of the infield. So Kyle, if he was able to get that bunt down and get it past the pitcher, he could have walked to first.
1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it. Went off the glove of Perez.
Duffy is throwing hard. The last pitch. See it on the tracer there, 96 miles an hour.
Off the glove and off the mask, straight on. Marcus Portillo's got home plate. Eddie Duffy, born in Goleta, California, lives in Lompoc, California. Big breaking ball. Outfielder Gordon towards the line for territory. 2 outs. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. This homestand, 4 with Kansas City and then Tampa Bay. Let's see, David Price is pitching tonight. That means we're going to see him next week. It's like Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Here's the rest of the matchups. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. Former teammate Mariners Jason Vargas goes tomorrow. You're going to love watching Ventura. They call him, he likes to call himself Little Pedro. Pedro Martinez was his gag growing up. There's Jason Vargas. Jeremy Guthrie. Soda Cup. Here's Cole Gillespie. McClendon stressing that, hey, we brought this kid up. We want to give him a shot, see what he can do. He's in there tonight against the left-hander. There's strike 2-1. Guys in the Kansas City clubhouse would gladly miss Felix by a day. Still flipping out. He didn't have any strikeouts. You got to be kidding. Hosmer was amazed. Gordon won. Boyd McClendon said it's not a slump with Felix. He doesn't consider it one. 3-1 here to Gillespie. Second walk issued by Duffy. 2 outs. Bring up Brad Miller. Brad 0 for 3 in the nightcap yesterday and 0 for 2 in the first game. Trying to get off that bad road. He's 0 for 9, 4 for his last 21 on the road trip.
Yeah, he was one of the few that didn't join the party on the road, so maybe this homestand will do him some good. Have a good homestand, get things turned around.
Strike 1 to Brad, hitting at 178. and 2. Kane in center field. A few steps towards left, and a weak wave by Brad Fulk badly on that one. Mariners leave a runner in the second. No score here at Safeco Field.
of the third, and we are scoreless. Angie Mentink here with you at the Ford Sports Desk. Meantime, Kyle Seager is one proud big brother of his brother, Justin Seager, who had a huge hand and an unbelievable comeback last night for the Clinton Lumber Kings. Justin had 4 hits to lead Clinton. The Lumber Kings trailed Burlington last night 17-1 after 5 innings, but rallied to win 20-17 in 12 innings. It's the largest comeback victory in the minor league since 2005. Clinton scored 10 runs in the 8th and 9th innings to tie the game. And guys, by the way, apparently the Lumber Kings won again tonight. They shut out Peoria 4-0.
I hope it was a Bob Gibson-esque 159 for their sake.
After the night before.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man, oh man, that's a wonderful, extraordinary story. What was it? Second baseman finished up, mopped up, and threw a scoreless inning. As Moustakas at the plate.
17-1 after 5 innings. How about that?
Largest comeback since 05. Angie will have more on that later on in the program. 2-1 to Moustakas, followed by Alcides Escobar and Nori Aoki. 8-9-1. Big shift on for Moustakas. 2-1. Good foul. Two and two. And right into the shifters, Cano. One down. Here in the third inning, Saturday. Going to be a big night of bats, big bats, and wide eyes here at Safeco Field. That's because it's Kyle Seager bat night for our youngest Mariner fans. All kids 14 and under. You're going to take home a replica Louisville Slugger of the Mariners' third baseman. For tickets for the whole family, log on to Mariners.com. Here's the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. Kansas City people raving about his coverage defensively.
He's fun to watch.
Oh.
Has a lot of range, strong throwing arm.
And they said that the addition of veteran infielder Omar Infante, their Venezuelan countryman, had a huge influence on further maturation of this young man. Boy, he's made some plays. This one to left field, driving Cole Gillespie back a few steps. Two outs.
Yeah, he's been on the highlights a lot.
Top of the order again. Here's Aoki, lined out to left field his first time. Open up the ball game. It's a free swinging group. They've only struck out entering tonight 193 times, second fewest in the league.
They're hitting for a decent average. They're 7th in the American League in average. You're right, they're aggressive early in counts. They haven't walked much. They're 13th on base percentage, 12th in walks.
Rusty Kuntz, who you're familiar with,
Yeah.
had been was a first base coach nursing a broken wrist. Took a line drive off during batting practice one day. Where he said so many times the lefty power guys have not been going to the pull side, been going opposite field. Hosmer and Moustakas.
Gordon.
And Gordon's been a problem. That's one of the reasons why the home run numbers are way down. There you go. Detroit, KC, Cleveland, Baltimore, Texas. Chopper to Cano. Well done. That's an all-star play right there. He knew he had to charge and be aggressive on it, on that short hop, and not collide with the on-charging Aoki. He's played by Cano right here for the third out. Scoreless here in Seattle. Get cranking here. Mike Zunino to lead it off. Drives one deep to left center field. Going back. Off the Pepsi sign. Mike Zunino will shut it down there with a leadoff double. Drove it a long way. His fifth double of the year. First hit for the Mariners.
Mike has shown some power, tied for the team lead in home runs with 5. Thought he had a chance for his 6th home run. He gives this ball a pretty good drive. Jumps on a fastball, 91 miles an hour in the middle of the plate. Take a look at it. Look like it hit right in the middle of the wall, and it does. Moustakas, the third baseman, will come play in on the grass, expecting a bunt from Saunders right here.
Get this man over. What a beauty. Flip by Duffy. Job well done by Michael Saunders. Down to third is Zunino. Mariners don't do a lot of sacrificing. That's just their 4th of the season. They get that runner to third here with 1 out.
Well, it's one of the things that Michael can bring to this team. He had walked his first time up, but he bunts this a little bit harder. He might end up with a base hit. A good play by Duffy to barehand, and then the backhanded flip over to first just gets Saunders.
The 1 out runner at third for Stephan Romero. Infield moves in. Ball 1. Opportunity to get on the board here. 1-0. He went. Laz Diaz said he did go.
Stephan hit the ball deep to right field his first time up. We'll take that again right now. It'll be a sacrifice fly. 39 pitches for Duffy.
1-1 pitch. Saunders make that Zunino as the third base runner for the Mariners. Saunders and Gillespie drew walks. First and second innings respectively. 1-2. Hello. Breaking ball, got him.
Running after a leadoff double. Let's see, with nobody out, runner at second base, scores 65.8% of the time. You bunt him over to third or pull the ball, make an out, but move the runner up, you're going to score about 10% more. And I think Lloyd McClendon with Iwakuma on the mound and some of the struggles the Royals have had, he's trying to get that run in. Fortunately, Romero ended up striking out, and they're going to put Cano on.
So another intentional walk for Cano. This will be his 6th intentional walk, 12th time overall. They'll put it in the hands of Corey Hart. 2 outs. Ed Yost in his 5th year. He's seen plenty of Cano over the years. There's Ned. And there's the intentional walk to Cano. Runners at the corners for Corey Hart, who flew out to center field to end the 1st inning.
Intentional walks. Cano, 3rd in the league.
All stars there. That's a group of dangerous hitters.
Well, Corey's tied for the team lead in home runs with 5. Hit the ball in the gap or hit it out of the ballpark right here. 4-game series, maybe you can stop him from doing that, right?
Absolutely. Big spot here with 2 outs, 2 on. Breaking ball misses, ball 1. Line drive, base hit, center field. Scoring is Zunino. Cano to 3rd with ease. Corey Hart delivers. Mariners lead it 1-0. But Corey is 14th RBI.
Well, it's good to see Corey Hart answer. It's like a breaking ball, maybe a changeup in the middle of the plate. Corey hits it hard, lines it back up the middle to pick up Zunino from 3rd.
Here's Smoke in a spot that he's excelled. An RBI opportunity with 2 outs.
Justin grounded out to 3rd his first time up.
Well, stroke center field. Kane is there. Hit it on the button, which is a good sign. Mariners pick up a run on 2 hits. No errors. Leave 2 and lead 1-0. Sashi Iwakuma.
Thing as we head to the fourth, you're looking north up Occidental. You know, on the last road trip, Logan Morrison, the outfielder for the Mariners, actually tweeted us a photo of him in the training room trying to get better. We hope you get back soon. We want to see where you are watching the Mariners game. That was where Logan was watching the Mariners game, from the training room. It is time for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T. And you do not have to be on the DL or have made it to the major league level in order to tweet us a photo. Guys, back to you.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Leading hitter for Kansas City, here's Eric Hosmer. Got a base hit to center his first time up. 1-0 on a Corey Hart 2-out RBI.
For Corey, his 14th RBI on the year.
Outside to Hosmer. Corey swinging the bat pretty well. John Buck, how about the job he's done as backup catcher? A couple of hits, a couple of doubles on the road trip. 1-1. Hosmer on fire when he came up in 11. Hit 293 in 128 games, then dropped to 232. He said he started off hitting everything at everybody, and it got to his head, and he started trying to change things instead of just staying with it. George Brett came in last year, served his stint as batting coach. He basically told him, you just need to man up, get back to what you used to do. Of course, that's a sanitized version of what he told him, but it has since worked.
His second base hit. Stayed up the middle off of Iwakuma. Both hits going back up the middle.
Good looking stroke.
He is also a good defensive first baseman.
Billy Butler, a little comebacker to Iwakuma in his first at bat. Ball one to Billy. Won the Hutch Award here a few years ago here in Seattle. That was great charity work back in KC.
See 40 pitches for Iwakuma. 22 strikes, 18 balls. Faced 12 batters, 6 first pitch strikes. So he's still not quite as sharp as he's going to be. Even on that last pitch, they were set up inside, ended up throwing it away, off the plate away, and Zunino was just barely able to get a piece of it, catch it.
Iwakuma turned 33 on April 12th. Mariners Pitcher of the Year by the Seattle chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America. Real cool here. You can see the breath Billy Butler takes it as he exhales. And stopped again by Zunino. Straight away and deep for Butler. Alex Gordon will be up, could be up later on this inning. Runner goes, pitch, swung on and fouled. Right past Dale Swaim, third base coach. Kansas City last year, #1 in ERA, last in home runs, 6th in batting, 11th in runs scored, and 6th in hits. Ground ball down to Seager to Cano. They turn that double play around the horn. He makes it look so easy. 2 down.
Well, you said it. This is not an easy double play for Cano, but I think he's one of the best. Has a strong arm and his experience. He knows who's running. You take a look at the ball hit to Kyle. One of the few times that Kyle throws a little bit high and wide, and Cano just continues across the bag, makes the adjustment, takes another step because he knows he has time, and relies on that strong arm of his.
Does a great job getting out of harm's way. Good athlete. Perez, the catcher, looks at strike one, grounded out to short. He did go. Oh, and 2. Off the end of the bat to Cano. A lot of English on this. Throws him out, and that'll do it. Double play, big help in the fourth for the Mariners. They're going to bring up Kyle Seager, Cole Gillespie, and Brad Miller. They've got a 1-0 lead. Occurrence, but this is not easy.
It's not easy again. Kyle gets rid of it quickly, but the throw is a little bit high, and Cano comes across. You can see him. He's even almost falling away from first, but the strong arm. Quick release. It even looked as he was coming across the bag. Once he made the catch, he took a quick peek to see where Butler was at. Knew he had plenty of time. We get to watch that all summer. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. The entire Mariner traveling party thrilled to be back. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if
Happy
it's
to
dark.
see it.
Absolutely. Good to be back home in Seattle after the 7-2 road trip. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew. Kyle Seager to lead it off here. Breaking ball misses. Seager will fly out to left field. First time up. Fastball fouled back. Talking to Dave Island, the pitching coach, about Danny Duffy. He says he's got a breaking ball, sort of slurvy. It's not a curve. It's not a slider. It's getting there. It's eventually going to be a tight slider. It's just something to change that eye level right now.
Right.
It's not real. It's just sort of there right now.
Well, you can see he's a young man. I'm sure he's made his way to the big leagues because he has a big arm. We've seen him top out at 97. That's a good curveball at 77 miles an hour. He has such a good fastball, and as he moves along, develop the rest of his pitches.
25 years old.
The Royals put the shift on again with Kyle hitting.
2-2 Seager to be followed by Cole Gillespie and Brad Miller. In his tracks, Kane is there, one out. Stung it. One out, though. To give away that every little leaguer's going to want to get their hands on. It's Mariners rope necklace going to be given away to all youngsters 14 and under Sunday when the Mariners wrap it up against the Royals at 1:10. It's all part of Pepsi's Little League Day at Safeco Field. Make sure you round up your team. Come on down. Pick up your tickets, Mariners.com. Walk to Gillespie his first time up. Anything jumping out at you with Cole so far in his limited time here with the Mariners?
No, that's it. I think he just needs some time to settle in. Took Stephen Romero a little bit of time to get comfortable, and the same thing with Cole.
It's nice to have James Jones in the ball club. Watching him the last couple of days was fun.
He's fun, isn't he? A lot of speed. Seems to be having a good time when he's playing. He had a really good diving catch out in right center field in Oakland. Catch up against the wall in center. And also, I just get the feeling it's going to be a matter of time with the Mariners getting to Duffy. They've hit some balls hard right at the outfielders. Kane a couple of times right in his tracks. In fact, the last two hitters, Smoke and Seager, both hitting line drives right at him.
3-0. There's a strike.
Well, he has a good count. See if he can get after this fastball.
3 walks issued by Duffy. Duffy, 1 intentionally, struck out 2. Ground ball to Escobar. Throws over. And let's get an update on what's happening with the Tampa Bay Ball Club. That will be coming to Safeco next.
Yeah, that's the thing. After the Royals leave town, that Tampa Bay comes here tonight. They are taking on the Baltimore Orioles. And it seems the Mariners often miss David Price. More on that in just a second. On the mound for Tampa, pitched well, but makes a mistake here to Steve Pearce. This 2-run shot gives the Orioles the lead, and they win 3-1, guys. If the rotation holds, David Price will be making his first start at Safeco Field. We faced him there, but not here.
A rare occurrence. Jam-packed American League East. It's like a roller derby out there. Orioles, Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Rays. Rays, give them credit for being just 5 under 500 given all the pitching they've lost.
And Price hasn't been the dominant pitcher they're used to seeing. He pitched well tonight, but he's had a few struggles himself. It's amazing, isn't it? All these years that he's been in the league, and this will be the first time he's pitched here at Safeco.
Generally, over the last few years, have missed him by a day on either side of every series. 2-1. Brad Miller struck out to end the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Three 3-1 to Brad with Mike Zunino on deck. Mariners lead 1-0 on a Corey Hart 2-out. RBI single into third. Hit hard, and Les Diaz just scooting out of the way. First base on fire. Had it all the way.
Well, at least he knew which way to go.
3-2. Laz got into it with Joe Girardi and the Yankees last week. Had to throw Joe out of the ball game. Infield pop. Escobar for the catch. A quiet inning for the Mariners, who lead 1-0 as we head to the 5th inning. Baseball on Root Sports being brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Pizza Hut. Make it great. You look at the Washington Park Arboretum, 230 acres in the city of Seattle, located on both sides of Lake Washington Boulevard, tucked in the valley between Capitol Hill and Madison Park. We come to you from above the A in Safeco Field there. Behind home plate, Dave Sims, Mike Flowers and Root Sports crew. Got Alex Gordon leading off top of the fifth here for Kansas City. Struck out on a 1-2 pitch. First time up, looks at strike one. 3 consecutive Gold Gloves for Gordon. Fine left fielder.
A couple of things that you have to like about Iwakuma tonight is, one, he's been efficient. His next pitch will be 50, working here in the fifth, and a lot of ground ball outs for him tonight. 9 ground ball outs.
Swing and a miss. He's gone on 3 pitches. Iwakuma picks up his second strikeout. Both times Gordon's been the victim.
This looks like the split, and it is. See the movement on that pitch running away from Gordon down off the plate. Everything's set up with the fastball. If he throws his fastball early in the count and gets a strike, typically he'll get him to chase that pitch because it looks like it's going to be the fastball in the hitting area, and the bottom will fall out of it. There's a good slider.
Danny Valencia, as we mentioned, third baseman by trade, but there's a situation at Kansas City. He's got to play second base. It's a heck of a transition. He's still trying to figure things out.
That might be one of the more difficult ones.
And I think I know where you're going, because
the turn at second base, when you have your back to that runner, you have to have a feel for it. We talk about it with Cano all the time. He is fully aware of what's going on, but when you haven't been doing it, you have to have a feel, and there's a timing in there with that play that you just know, depending on how hard the ball is hit, how fast the runner is, to make those plays. And if you're going from third over there, that would be tough.
Seager came from second to third.
Right.
Played second base down in Carolina. North baseman. Yeah, you got to have that sixth sense like a quarterback has in the pocket. Hey, I got to get rid of this thing.
It's the only position on the field where you make that play, and you have your back to the runner. You can't see him. Everything else is out in front of you, and you're aware of it. But that position can be difficult, especially it takes some years, I think, to get the timing of it.
Well, you're looking at one of the best, if not the best, in the game right there, Robinson Cano. 1-2 pitch here. Defensive swing by Valencia.
There are still plenty of guys that are happy to take you out in the left field if you don't get your feet up out of the ground.
During your day? Let's see, who are we talking about?
I would say the worst was probably manager of the Diamondbacks, Kirk Gibson. Okay. He was big man, and he was fast.
And what did you say one time? You said you could hear him?
You can hear him. Yeah, you can hear him.
Doing that snort like a lot of football players do on kickoff.
and he wanted a piece of you.
Oh my God. That is not a fun thing to hear as Valencia goes down swinging. 2 down. Let's check out our CenturyLink link to what's next. Here's the pitching for the rest of this series. Jason Vargas against Brandon Maurer. Yordano Ventura against Chris Young. And Jeremy Guthrie against Roenis Elias. There's Maurer, James Paxton, Anthony Suzuki. Paxton working his way back after a lat injury. Lorenzo Cain Strike one to him. Nice out for Cano. Fine inning here for Iwakuma. 2 strikeouts and an easy ground out. Strong 5 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. Mariners as we check out our Columbia Bank difference of the ball game as we take you back to the 3rd inning. Corey Hart on a 1-0 pitch, 2 out. The man in scoring position singles home Mike Zunino, who had led off the inning with the double and was sacrificed to third by Michael Saunders. Some good teamwork there in the 3rd by the Mariners to get this 1-0 lead against Danny Duffy and Kansas City. Here's Zunino to lead it off here in the home 5th. Followed by Saunders and Romero, 9-1 and 2. Down low to Mike. Mike's double leading off the 3rd was his 5th double of the season. Ball for strike. 1-2. And Mike is dismissed. That is the 3rd strikeout for Duffy. Here's more with Angie Minton.
Guys, thanks so much. So the Rockies and the Rangers meeting for the 4th day. And really, the Rockies have been beating up on Texas so far. They've won the first 3. But tonight, Rangers finally cooled the Rockies' bats. Look at Prince Fielder. He had a no-doubter here. He just stood and watched that one. His 3rd of the season. The Rangers win 5-0. Guys?
Colorado scoring a lot of runs. As Colorado started today tied with the Giants atop the National League West. Top of the order, here's Michael Saunders.
It's a good question. Arenado, where's his hitting streak at?
I was impressed with him when we saw him a couple of times in the spring defending.
Yeah, well, yeah,
right?
He was a rookie last year. I believe he won the Gold Glove. And now you look at his hitting streak. I don't know where it's at or if it's still going after tonight, but he's really swung the bat well. Blackman, another kid that we saw in spring training, outfielder, 28, still active, 28-game hitting streak for him. Blackman was off to a good start. Tulowitzki's healthy, swinging the bat well.
And Cargo. Got to have both of those guys.
Yeah.
Linchpins, if they're healthy, look out. They got to stay healthy for the whole year. 1-1 to Saunders. Breaking ball. Smith's 2-1.
Michael has walked and sacrificed bunt.
Fouled off. Talking about Colorado's been tearing the cover off the ball. Ditto Toronto. They beat the Phillies yesterday 10-0. Beat them today 12-6 up in Toronto.
We see them on the last road trip of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank
that's
you.
That's our favorite. It's our favorite part of the season. Good grief. 2-2. Strike 3 call. So Saunders is gone.
I think Michael thought that pitch was down. Good changeup.
Get downtown from the airport for only $2.75 on Sound Transit's Link-like rail. See how easy it is at soundtransit.org. We're referring to Toronto. A mega road trip. Angels 4, 3 in Houston, 4 in Toronto. The last road trip of the season in September. Big laundry bill for you, Mike.
Can I send it to New York? Tell them thank you very much.
You get a deal from FedEx, maybe able to pull that off.
One of these days, they're going to give the guys a break.
Hope we're around to see it.
You and I have to sit here and watch it. These guys actually have to go out and play it, and I feel badly for them at times. Even in this last trip, that they had to play a doubleheader yesterday and get home last night, knowing that they had to play today. Something about that doesn't seem right, especially since we were there for 3 days.
Romero fly to right and strikeout. That's a shame that's going foul.
Yes, it is. Some hang time.
Wow. Man. Straighten that baby out.
Good fastball, 92 miles an hour up and out over the plate.
Three and 1 to Romero. Full count. Iwakuma, 2-hit shutout ball through 5. Cano's on deck. He's 0 for 1, and he's been walked intentionally. Three-two to Romero. Diving stop by Moustakas. Throws him out. Nice play. Mariners go in order in the 5th. Lead it 1-0. Just compress it down just a few seconds here. At about 17,000 there. So let's see if can you differentiate when game one ends? Boom, right there. Shadows creeping, nightfall, and we're out of there. Here's Mike Moustakas, the third baseman, to lead it off. Followed by Escobar and Aoki. 8-9-1 against Iwakuma. So 71 doubleheaders in team history, 12 sweeps, swept in 17 of 42 split, longest 25 innings. My goodness. Here's the 0-1. Longest, look at that, 7 hours and 50 minutes. 10 in 1978. That's one campaign. Only 14 since the turn of the century. Baseball's gone in a totally different direction. Back in the olden days, Mike, we used to schedule doubleheaders. Smoke.
Hey.
Step and a grab. Tell you what, we're talking about the 3 Gold Glovers Kansas City has. Put him up for one right now.
Good positioning on the Mariners. They had the shift on so Smoke could cheat a little bit closer to the line. He actually catches his ball in foul territory. Solid line drive from Moustakas, but because they have the shift on and Smoke is close to the line, able to make the catch.
Hard one out, brings up the shortstop Alcides Escobar. Flat out to left field. Strike one. Producer Curtis Wilson reminds me that back in the day before charter, clubs were chartering, teams were flying commercial. So to get to Kansas City to Seattle, you might have to make a couple of connections. Ergo, baseball would schedule a lot of double headers.
Get those days off for the travel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
0-2.
Iwakuma just 65 pitches working here in the 6th inning. Only 3 fly ball outs for him. Make it 4.
That's right. Line drive to Miller. 2 down. 2 outs, back to the top of the order, and Aoki. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Where'd that time go? Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Mariners.com for details. Aoki lined to left and grounded out to second. Up the middle, that's going to get through for a base hit. 3rd hit for Kansas City. Let's check in with Angie Mente.
Guys, I'm busy tonight. Tigers trying to extend an 8-game winning streak, taking on the Houston Astros. And if you're trying to extend a winning streak, that's usually the team you want to face. Astros trailing by 1 in the 5th, though, and it's Jose Altuve hitting a double. It scores a couple. Houston takes the lead, and they go on to win it 6-2. So good news, guys, I guess, that Altuve frustrating other teams, not just the Mariners.
He's a good one. And George Springer, their rookie, got his first big league home run, took a fastball in the outside corner and drove it into the right field seats in that game. 2 outs for Hosmer. He's got 2 singles up the middle. game. Hosmer very excited about the NFL draft, which is going on tonight. He grew up in Florida. His father's from the New York area. He grew up a New York Giants fan, so he'll be thrilled that Odell Beckham, really good wide receiver from LSU, was picked. He and Kane go at it all the time about football because Kane's a Cowboy fan. He thought about it. Now he doubles back to first. We were talking about the 7-2 road trip and how good it is. It feels to be back here in Seattle. I thought the atmosphere on the plane last night was terrific, wasn't it? I mean, you could just feel it was a good feeling.
Yeah. Well, it was a good road trip. As you mentioned, 7-2. It was an exhausting, tiring road trip. And the guys, sometimes, Dave, you go on a trip like that, and the guys find a way to get closer as a group, and they find a way to have fun even though they're tired and they're getting in late every night and because of the travel and all that different stuff. And sometimes there's some benefits to that. And
you just named them then.
Yeah. And I think you just have to hang in there together. And you're absolutely right. It'll be good to see them have a long homestand and see what they're capable of doing with that. Now we're in Paxton.
It's nice to write down in the standings box 2 games back of Oakland in the American League West. 2-1 here to Hosmer.
A lot of things. Over 500 now. One of the few teams with positive run differential. Came over the course of the road trip.
+5 now.
Yeah.
Entering tonight. Back. And on this, you look at the numbers starting today. Hot teams. This is before today's results. Detroit did lose, but they came in having won 9 of 10. Mariners 8 of 10. Miami on top of the National League East, won 8 of 10, and 7 of 10 won by the Giants. And there's 8 of 10 won by Colorado starting today. Those are your hot teams. So 2 here to Hosmer. 2 outs and a man at first. Oh, he tried to send that to the moon, and Iwakuma got it by him. 4th strikeout for Akuma. Royals strand 1. Mariners lead by 1. Brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Vern Fonk Insurance. Bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man. Vern Fonk Insurance. And by AMPM. Too much good stuff. As we look at a rhododendron there at the Washington Park Arboretum, jointly operated by the city and the University of Washington, and is part of the UW Botanical Gardens. Here's Cano to lead it off. Towards the corner, Gordon has it measured, and it's out of his reach. Long strike. Big ups there by Gordon. Trying to catch it like a football. Get your jersey on.
Over the shoulder catch.
Be the first one to tell you should have had it. Cano, Hart, and Smoke, 3-4-5 here. Alex Gordon, 3 consecutive Gold Gloves for Alex Gordon. Converted third baseman several years ago. Here's a 1-1. It's an easier play for him. One out. That'll bring up Corey Hart. He's accounted for the Mariners' only run. 2 out single to center. After Zunino had led off with a double deep to left center field. Sacrificed over to third by Saunders after Romero struck out. Cano was intentionally walked. Corey delivered a single on a 1-0 pitch.
And those are the only 2 hits for the Mariners so far tonight.
Hit the deep center field. Going back, Kane on the tracks. Got it measured, and he's got it there. Just shy of the track, actually. 2 outs. Here's Andy Menting.
Oh, the look on my face when he hit that ball. You know, it's my job to pass on important things like the fact that the red boat won the boat race in between innings. Also, I've got our AT&T fan photos of the game. First, I introduce you to Joy, who is watching the Mariners game tonight while knitting at home. I'm impressed. It's a skill I do not possess. Then we have young Derek, who tells us he is an Oregon State Beaver fan. Tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners fan photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. Guys.
All righty. Thank you, Angie. As Oregon State Beavers take on UCLA Bruins, defending national champions, coming up this weekend. Here's a pop. In the infield, Hosmer taking control and makes the play. Mariners go quietly again in the 6th. Pretty good pitching matchup. Iwakuma and Duffy, 1-0 Mariners. Seattle City light power play, and the focus on Hisashi Iwakuma in his home debut.
And he has pitched well. He's been efficient with his pitching. Had a good split tonight. A lot of ground ball outs for him. Only 4 fly ball outs. So overall, he has pitched well. It's good to see. I think he looks a lot sharper than he did in his first outing against Houston. Good shape with his pitch count. Only 73 pitches for him so far.
That's why before the game, Lloyd McClendon, the Mariners skipper, said, I don't worry about Kuma, just give him the ball. Let him work. Here he is into the 7th. Giving a blow to the guys in the bullpen if he can just keep this thing going, right?
Well, again, his pitch count is only 73. In his first outing, he threw 81 pitches. So he's in great shape to maybe give him a couple of innings.
He's got Butler, Perez, and Gordon here in the 7th. Billy Butts is tapped back to the pitcher and hit into a double play. Time called. Don't want to make a mistake with this guy. Look at his numbers here on May 8th. You see 1 home run. That means
he's going to get hot at some point.
It's coming. Let it be once they leave town. Same thing you look at Cano. He's got just the 1 home run. He's got it's averaged, what, about 25 home runs in his career per year. 1-1.
Good breaking ball.
Tantalizing, too. They thought he had it read totally. Oh, 2 strikes. Mariners against Kansas City last year, 3 up, 4 down. He went 2-1 here at home and 1-3 out in Missouri. Got him. There's that big sweeping breaking ball. Strikeout for Iwakuma. Back-to-back Ks and 5 on the evening.
Stayed with the breaking ball. Picked up a couple of strikes with it, including this strikeout. Last one in a better spot, a safer spot. Off the plate away.
Salvador Perez, their catcher. Nice hop for Miller. 2 down. This Sunday is Mother's Day, so take Mom out to the ball game. The whole family can enjoy the Mariners taking on the Royals at 1:10. Plus, Mom, you get a Mariners cap free to all moms 21 and over, thanks to EQC. Spend Mother's Day here at Safeco Field when you get your tickets at Mariners.com. Brings up Alex Gordon, 2 outs, nobody on. He was Iwakuma's first 2 strikeout victims. Got him in the 2nd. Got him in the 5th, leading off both times. There is a smash up the middle. Base hit. After encountering some weather in New York City, that was kind of an autograph picture from Noah after that rainfall. Good to have the roof here at Safeco. There's been several periods of some hard rain here today. Gordon wasn't messing around on that at bat, was he?
No.
K'd twice, not having it.
Jumped on a first pitch fastball and hit it hard back up the middle. Only the 4th hit for the Royals.
Danny Valencia's grounded out the third and struck out tonight, 0 for 2. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1. Nice pitch, 1-1.
It's a perfect pitch. PQC tracer. Right on the outside corner at the knees.
Gordon runs, throw down the second. Got him!
What a tag.
Nice job by Cano, and a throw from Mike Zunino to cut down Alex Gordon to end the 7th inning. Keeps him out of scoring position, ends this frame. Look at Cano to grab the swipe, and he's out. Home 7th coming up. Mariners lead it 1-0. Kyle Seager, Cole Gillespie, and Brad Miller coming up. Lottery at the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? Continuing our tour of the Arboretum, part of an overall collection of living plants that exceeds more than 11,000. Miles of trails meander through the trees and plants on both sides of Lake Washington Boulevard. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers with him. And a little Culture Team broadcast.
There you go.
Great work by producer Curtis Wilson and his crew. See if the Mariners can get some more runs right now. They're making one stand up. The Corey Hart 3rd inning, 2-out RBI single. Here's Seager to lead it off.
It's interesting watching Herrera getting loose in the pen for the Royals, but it's interesting that Royals have put the shift on, and they started in the game with Kyle at the beginning of his at bat, but he showed bunt, ended up not getting the bunt down, and so they just now had it over playing straight up. But with a strike, they'll move back. He can bunt now and get a base hit if he wants to lead off this inning. And he was thinking about it.
1-1 to Kyle is flied out to left and lined out to center.
And the shortstop now, who was playing back, has to play in. That's even with the bases. He was playing all the way back, and now because of that, he had to come in.
Look out. You can see that slip out of his hand.
Yep.
Mariners have really been lit up. What's the number?
Well, I'll take a look at this pitch. It'll hit Kyle in the back. It's a breaking ball, 74 miles an hour. And the Mariners have been hit had 12 hit batters in the last 11 games, so make it 13 out of the last 12. They were second in the American League with 17 hit by pitches. Boston leading with 18, so they have now tied Boston unless somebody was hit tonight.
Boston off tonight.
Oh, so now they're tied for the league lead. 88 pitches for Duffy.
Opportunity here for Cole Gillespie, who's walked and grounded out tonight.
And it looks like there might be a pitching change.
Kelvin Herrera was warming up. Duffy struck out 5, walked 3, 1 intentional, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. Got into the 7th inning for Ned Yost, and that'll do it for him. We'll take a break. Herrera will take over when we get back.
Trail 1-0. They don't want things to get out of hand. Speaking of crazy, we continue to marvel at the Clinton Lumber Kings. Amazing comeback last night. Now, earlier we told you that they were down 16 runs at one point. How about this? Lonnie Capilla started the game at second base and had 3 hits. And another sign of just how nutty this game got. He took over on the mound at the bottom of the 12th inning for his first career pitching performance. He had a 1-2-3 inning to get his first career save and cap the 2017 comeback. Guys, back to you. I love it when position players pitch.
Have a night. That was really something. Thank you, Angie. James Jones pinch hitting for Cole Gillespie. Shows punt.
And for Danny Duffy tonight, 6+, only gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 88 pitches, 50 of those pitches for strikes.
James Jones just called back to the ball club, making his home debut.
For Herrera, his 15th appearance on the year, 1.93 ERA.
It's the bunt down. And executes it nicely. Sacrifice 1-3. Moves Seager up to second. Nice job by James Jones in his home debut.
Mariners with just 3 sacrifice bunts on the year, have 2 tonight.
Impressive. First time helped him cash in a run. See if they can work it a second time. Here's Brad Miller, another member of the High Stirrup Society, along with James Jones.
The long pants yesterday. That just lasted one game for him.
Second game, right?
Yeah.
Second game came out, didn't have the long sleeves on, had pants down low. Look at Seager out at second base. On out. Back to Brad, 1-1. Miller 0 for 1 against Herrera. Slice foul.
Pretty good fastball. 99 miles an hour.
And wait till you see Yordano Ventura. He's up 99 to 101. So on Sunday.
I think that's the best fastball we've seen this year, 99. Seen Rodney hit 98, Mariner closer, but 99, I think that's the best fastball we've seen.
Breaking ball, just got a piece up. Tonight, first of a 4-game set. CenturyLink linked to what's next. The rest of the starters, Vargas and Mauer, Ventura, who we just mentioned with Chris Young. Boy, it'll be a contrast there. And Jeremy Guthrie, Oregon native, against Roenis Elias. Off the end of the bat, going foul. Ed Yost turned it over to his bullpen. One and two to Brad Miller. Seager at second, one out.
Brad a little bit late on the fastball, but you can see why. Again, 99 miles an hour. Mariners 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. Right at him again.
Yep. Seager gets back. He's had a lot of those here this evening. 2 down for Mike Zunino. Kings Court, it's back in session. Join the court next Monday. King Felix takes the mound against the Rays at 7:10. Pick up a seat in the Royal section. A t-shirt, a K card for $30 when you visit Mariners.com/Felix. Zunino, double run scored and a strikeout. 1 for 2. Corey Hart counted for the Mariners' only run. That was in the 3rd inning. 1-0 ball game. Shattered that bat. Slow roller charged by Moustakas. Throw got him. Stayed with it. Made a nice play. Mariners get the leadoff man aboard. Can't score him. Still lead 1-0. Mobile game changer. T-Mobile, unleash from the rules of wireless restrictions.
It's the clutch hitting of Corey Hart, the only run in this game after intentionally walking Cano to get to Hart with 2 outs. Mike Zunino, after he hit a double, ends up scoring on the base hit by Hart.
Got a change in the outfield for the Mariners. Stephen Romero from right field to left field. There's Saunders. He's over in right field now. He moved from center. Jones stays in the game. He's in center field. And Romero moves from right field to left field. So you got Romero, Jones, and Saunders left to right here for the Mariners.
And Iwakuma going to pitch the top of the 8th inning. He is at 85 pitches. Charlie Furbush, the left-hander, getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Smoke giving it a look. Backhand, can't get it. Valencia was at the plate when Gordon was thrown out trying to steal with 2 outs in the 7th. Valencia with a ground out to third and a strikeout. Well, that's been a good pitch for him. He did go as his home plate umpire, Marcus Patillo.
He's had a better breaking ball tonight than he had in Houston in his first outing. Again, this is just the second start for Iwakuma.
Did he go? No, he didn't, said Les Diaz.
Wow.
Oh, man. Okay. Got him on the plate tomorrow night.
Take a look at it. Might have been a double if he'd hit it. I mean,
1-2.
He gets it anyway.
Here's Angie Mentink.
No doubt about that one. All right, a couple of news and notes on the NFL draft. All day we waited to see what the Seahawks were going to do with their 32nd pick, and they ended up trading it to the Minnesota Vikings for picks in the 2nd and 4th rounds. With the 20th pick, a couple of regional news and notes. New Orleans selected Oregon State wide receiver Brandon Cooks, and with the 27th pick, Arizona took Dayon Buchanan, a safety out of Washington State. Of course, the draft continues tomorrow. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. And with that 32nd pick, the Vikings, in need of a quarterback, took Teddy Bridgewater from the University of Louisville.
It's really gone to his breaking ball. Another one to Lorenzo Cain, just off the plate away, well located. And the Royals are having a tough time with it.
6 strikeouts on the evening for Kuma. Cain tonight is 0 for 2 as Charlie Furbush starts to heat up. Tried to paint outside, just missed. 12,577 on hand here. One to Lorenzo Cain. Theo didn't need help on that one. 1-2. No walks for you would come. Giving up no runs on 4 hits.
What we're talking about is splits through the first 2 innings. 92 pitches, 60 strikes now, 32 balls. So his splits in good shape.
Got him. Boy, that thing disappeared. And he's feeling good now. 2 outs, 7th strikeout as we play here in the 8th.
Again, location. This starts at the knees. He thinks it's going to be a fastball, and then the bottom will drop out of it. One of the best splits in the game as you take a look at our McDonald's Supermo, and the swing of Cain swings right over the top of it, 84 miles an hour.
2 outs, nobody on. Brings up Mike Moustakas, third baseman. He's 0 for 2. He lined out hard in the foul territory, and a nice leaning grab by Smoke. And this one hit the Cano. How about Comer? 2nd outing of the year. Just sterling, sparkling effort. 8 innings of 4 hits, shutout baseball. 1-0 Mariners. baseball and rhododendrons, you've come to the right place. Rhododendrons, of course, a state flower for Washington. And these things are very old. You're not going to be able to get these at your corner store, that's for sure. Mild winters in the Puget Sound region allow for the lengthy blooming season between February and June. Here's Michael Saunders, top of the order to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Couple 3-4 runs, what do you say?
The way Iwakuma's going, I'll just take one more run. Insurance. There's Rodney getting loose.
Ground ball to the second baseman Valencia. Throws out Saunders. No one deserves to be bullied for Felix Hernandez and Grammy-winning star Macklemore. They're asking students to take the pledge and change the game. Students can enter to win a meeting with Felix and Macklemore on June 12th, and teachers can win Macklemore bobbleheads for their entire class. Visit mariners.com/change the game to learn more. A foul ball off the bat of Romero, who's 0 for 3. Romero tonight, a fly to right, strikeout, and a ground out to third. So Iwakuma got to be thrilled with this second outing of the season, his home debut. Off the fist, popped up and playable. Stockus puts it away. 2 outs. Iwakuma finished third. Cy Young balloting last year. Pitcher of the year for the Mariners. Well-deserved honor. 8 innings, a 4-hit shutout ball, no multiple hit innings. Hosmer in the first, Hosmer in the 4th, Aoki in the 6th, and Gordon in the 7th. The only hits by Kansas City. Didn't walk anybody. Here's Cano. Remy tonight, fly to left, intentionally walked and flied out the left. In tight from Herrera.
100 miles an hour. 2-0 count. See if Cano can catch up to a good fastball. Herrera has one.
Two and one. Perez going out to speak with Herrera. 2-1 to Cano. 2 outs, nobody on. In the Kansas City ninth, it'll be 9-1-2 in the order. Escobar, Aoki, and Hosmer. Two 2-1 to Cano. Tips it foul, 2-2. Like Cano from the Dominican Republic, 2-2 pitch, fouled back. Herrera from Tenares in the Dominican Republic. Two pitch coming.
Good battle.
Making them work.
Fernando Rodney continues to throw in the Mariner pen.
Fourth year in the big leagues for Herrera. Broke in 2011. All his work out of the pen. 2-2. Rodney's been super aggressive coming out these last few outings for him.
There's some oohs and ahs here in the stadium. That last pitch on the inside corner flashed 101.
Pitch number 8 coming up. Backhand by Moustakas. Ninth inning we go. 1-0 Mariners. Iwakuma threw a gem. They're going to bring on Rodney for closing time. This year, Mariner baseball is Sashi Iwakuma in his 2014 home debut. Fabulous.
8 innings pitched, just 4 hits, did not give up a run, did not walk anybody, 7 strikeouts, 93 pitches, 61 of those pitches for strikes.
How about at the very bottom, not allowed a run to an AL Central opponent in 48 2/3 innings. Tonight, first meeting with a Central Division opponent for the Mariners and their 12th home game.
Fernando Rodney will take over his 15th appearance on the year, looking for his 10th save. 2.63 ERA, 20 strikeouts in just 13 2/3. Opponent's hitting 269 off of him.
He's got Escobar to lead it off, the shortstop. then Aoki, then Hosmer. Last couple outings, big on first pitch strikes.
Kyle Seager, the third baseman, playing even with the bag at third and about a step from the line. They're going to take the double away.
Iwakuma, 6-0 record against the Central Division. And Rodney 2-0. Pitch. 3-0. Not want to come in and put the tying run on. Base pass for Sting. Aoki on deck. Not what folks had in mind. The high wire act begins.
Back to the top of the lineup in Aoki, 1 for 3 tonight's game. He had a base hit back up the middle. Good speed at first with Escobar. And the Royals' best hitter on deck, Hosmer.
Aoki already showing bunt. Ball 1. It's not thrown a strike yet. It's the bunt down.
Good recovery.
I'll second that. 1 out. Runner to second.
It's a good bump by Aoki. And a good throw. Hits on the heel of the glove, but it bounces up, and Cano never panics. They record the out.
Escobar to second. Eric Hosmer, the hitter, 2 for 3. A couple of singles to center field. 1 in the first, 4th, and then a strikeout in the 6th. Hosmer 0 for 1 against Rodney.
It's been one of their best with runners in scoring position. .333 average.
Ball 1. Bit out of kilter here. 2-0.
Yeah, 8 pitches, just 1 strike.
Rodney 2-0. Pitch. There is a strike. Treated with a Bronx tear 3,000 miles away from where it originated. Two balls, 1 strike. Hosmer, their best offensive performer. 3-1. Butler's on deck. 0 for 3 tonight. McClendon, bench coach Trent Jewett. A big pitch here, 3-1. Oh boy, walked it. Tying runs aboard, go ahead runs aboard.
He went with his changeup. We've seen this a few times this year. Lloyd McClendon going to make a trip out to the mound. Nobody throwing in the Mariners' pen. He just wants to have a conversation with Rodney.
Pump him up a little bit, refocus him. It's always big talking about getting some ice cream after you win.
Checking on flavors, maybe.
Oh, mocha, maybe a little coffee. Mix them up a little bit.
I think with Rodney, I think that's about the third time we've seen him make a trip out to the mound this year.
Been brief.
Yeah.
To the point.
Let's go. Walk back. Well.
Billy Butler, 3 for 10 career against Fernando Rodney. He is a double play candidate here.
Well, he's straight up.
Strike one. Romero, Jones, and Saunders in the outfield. Seager, Miller, Cano, Smoke in the infield with Zunino behind the plate.
95-mile-an-hour fastball, able to throw it by Billy Butler.
Oh, 1. So he's ahead of him. No balls, 2 strikes. Said some magic words. He's got Butler in an 0-2 hole. The 0-2 to Billy Butler with 2 on, 1 out. Out back.
Best fastball so far, 96 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone.
Kuma, fabulous through 8 innings, a 4-hit shutout ball. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 7. Rodney would love a double play ball and get out of here. 0-2 to Butler. Got him! Struck him out! 2 down!
Well, he went to his best pitch, which is his changeup. Elevated fastball and right back with a changeup down out of the strike zone. 83 miles an hour after a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, the fans, 12,577 on their feet now, anticipating a final out here. The hitter Salvador Perez. Pitch. Way outside, ball 1. Perez tonight 3 groundouts. 1 to short, 2 to second. Rodney ready. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball, this will do it. Miller, flip, Cano, ball game. Mariners win it 1-0. Mariners 2 games above 500. They've won 9 of 11 and 10 of the last 13. Fernando Rodney, high wire, no net. He survives.
How about Iwakuma tonight? Second outing of the year. He goes 8 innings, gives up just 4 hits. No runs, did not walk a batter. 7 strikeouts for Iwakuma as he earns his 2nd win of the year. He goes to 2-0. And Rodney, double digits in saves now. 10 saves on the year for Fernando Rodney. And let's not forget about the clutch base hit from Corey Hart after walking Cano in front of him with 2 outs. Hart base hit back up the middle to score the 1 run for the Mariners.
Mariners, Rodney, Iwakuma and the boys get it done in an economical 2 hours and 25 minutes as the Mariners continue the good times here. 2 games over 500. Game 2 of this series tomorrow. Let's go to center field. And Brad and Bill.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Yeah, things going so well, Val, for the Mariners. They've scored 1 run the last 2 games, and they split those 2 games. That's hard to do. 2 hits tonight. They get it down. But with Iwakuma pitching so well, if you don't give up any runs, you can score 1 and win, right?
This was very similar to the game Iwakuma pitched against the Royals last September, where he went 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. This time he goes 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, 94 pitches. Efficiency all the way through this ball game. 2 hours and 25 minutes. It's been a long time since they played the game in 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah, we like those. He's now 7-0 against teams from the AL Central. The guy who's calling the pitches, provided a little offense as well. The guy, actually, he didn't call the pitches, but he drove in the 1 run tonight. Standing by with Jen Mueller, it's Corey Hart.
Well, when you only have 2 hits and 1 run in a game, you got to get the guy who drove in the 1 run in the game. And, Corey, what do you make of that? What the offense was able to do and then the way the team was able to hang on?
Oh, it was a little frustrating because we had a lot of hard outs. We had a lot of good at-bats, and, you know, they made the plays over there, and we couldn't find any holes. And like I said, Kuma threw the ball great and kept us in the game the whole game. And, you know, Rodney made it interesting, but he got it done.
You know, you hadn't seen Duffy really this year. He's been in a role from the bullpen to a starter. How hard is that when you're not sure? Because even film of him as a reliever is different as a starter.
It was a little different. I mean, you haven't seen him a whole lot, but you just got to try to go out there and battle and, you know, have some good at-bats. But he threw the ball great, and, you know, he made 1 mistake to me, but the rest of the game he was pretty spot on. And you got to take what you get, and, you know, we'll take the 1-0 win.
You have taken advantage of mistakes over the last 7 or 8 games or so. Hits in 7 of the last 8 games that you've played in. What's been the difference for you in the last week or so?
Well, I wish I find more holes, but like I said, just work with the guys. Work with Hojo, work with Lloyd gets out there once in a while with us, and just try to be focused and consistent every day. You know, it's going to be rough days, but once in a while you can find a hole and make something happen.
And as Corey laughed as he came over here, he said, remember that day where we won the game 1-0 on 2 hits? Yeah, that's a pretty good one to remember, guys.
Jen, thank you. It is a good one. So the Mariners now 2 games over 500. The 8th time they've won a game with 2 hits or less. Both of them coming in the 3rd inning, but getting back to the man on the mound today. Asashi Iwakuma, virtually about no spring training to speak of. He goes out now and just whirls his second turn, 2-0. But look at those numbers, how economical.
Well, you know, you talk about how well he's thrown in these 2 starts here in 2014, but you got to go back to August 16th of last year. He is now perfect in his last 10 starts with a 6-0 record. But Hisashi tonight was very similar to his first outing. He was working ahead, didn't throw a lot of pitches, but made all of his pitches count. But he had an excellent split finger. I think that was the difference tonight. He had a split finger from the very outset that had that good move, and he's got that sneaky fastball that he was able to rush by the Kansas City Royals hitters. He used a curveball a couple of times, but mostly it was fastball and split. Here's another split right there. You just see that ball dropping right off the end of the table. Just a very efficient night by the right-hander. This guy is just off to a tremendous start here in 2014.
Kuma running his scoreless inning streak to now 48 2/3 against the Central. 7-0 lifetime against those guys, and now 2-0 in the year, 2-0 against the Royals. More on Kuma on the postgame coming up. We've got arrows galore, another big win by the Mariners. We'll have the game summary for you. The keys from Mr. Val here from the skipper. Try to get some more clubhouse reaction for you. Mariners just 2 hits, but 1 run. That's enough. They win it 1-0 in game 1 of the 4-game set.